The next topic in this chapter is literary sources. As we have seen, sources of history were divided into two parts, that are archaeological sources and literary sources. We have already gone through archaeological sources earlier. Now we are going to learn literary sources. So what are literary sources? Literary sources are written records or books of the past, usually written on palm leaves, barks of trees, and later on paper are called literary sources. So students, literary sources means it's a written records or books of the past, that is either written in the palm leaves or barks of the trees, later ages that have been written on paper. Next, these literary sources is classified into two groups, that are indigenous literature and foreign accounts. So let us know about indigenous literature. The literature written by native writers is known as indigenous literature. It means whatever written works are done by native writer, wherever they are living, those native people have written something about the same place, that is known as indigenous literature. If an Indian write about India, it is an example of indigenous literature. Next, this indigenous literature includes both secular and religious type of literature. And these literatures were found in various Indian languages. As I told that, this indigenous literature include both secular and religious literature. So, the religious literature produced by Vedic rishis, Buddhist and Jain monks are major sources of history. Next, Vedic literatures that includes Vedas, Brahmanakas, Aranyakas, the Puranas and epics. So, Vedic or Brahmanical literature includes Vedas, Brahmanakas, Aranyakas, Puranas and epics. These help to us to know regarding the indigenous literature. So they help us to understand the social, religious, spiritual and philosophical life of Aryans. Next, Buddhist monks developed rich literature in Pali language. As we all know that Pali and Prakrit language were spoken by ancient Indian. The Tripitakas provide information regarding Mahajanapadas, many cities and Mauryan kings. Here Tripitakas means Buddhist sacred book. Next, Jain monks have also produced rich literature in Prakrit and regional languages, especially in Kannada. Next, Angas and Upangas are the religious texts of Jainism. Like Buddhism, Tripitakas is the sacred book of Buddhists. For Jainism, Angas and Upangas are the religious text of Jainism. India also produced secular literature in the form of biography, drama, works on history, science, etc., which focus on various aspects of society. It means that other than religious literature, India too focus on secular religious also. Next, there are lots of examples that have thrown light on history of their times, that are Buddha Charita of Ashwaghosha, Harsha Charita of Banabhatta, Vikramanka Deva Charita of Bilhana, Arthashastra of Kautilya, Ashtanga Yoga of Patanjali, etc. So all these included in indigenous literature and throws light on history of their times. Works on science and maths like Surya Siddhanta and Ramaka Siddhanta by Aryabhatta, Charaka Samhita by Charaka, etc. also provide information about the past and also included in indigenous literature.